Hello and welcome to another edition of the Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. We are coming off our best show we've ever had. And now Marty Bitt is back.
Dragging us down.
Big John Melkowski.
Back to the gutter.
Have a nice vacation in Aruba?
No, I didn't go to the Dominican because I'm back. So I went to Madison for work, where there's cheese. And more cheese and more
beer.
Cheese. Oh yeah, good beer too. Yes. I forgot that part. But yes, beer and cheese. Lots of beer and cheese. It's a beautiful city, full of beer and cheese.
Apparently not the best city though.
It's not the best. Look, the Cowboys have been America's team for as long as I can remember, and nothing's changed. And most people hate them, which hasn't changed. And everyone hates their owner. Which, if you like him, you need therapy.
They may just hate the fans.
There can be a case made that many Cowboy fans are a little irrational and quite annoying.
Yes.
Which there's a portion of every fan base that's that way.
But there's a disproportional amount of Cowboys fans that are that way.
But another rankings of fandom in the NFL came out this past week. And they ranked all the teams in 3 categories. Fan equity, which is basically the fans that show up to come see their team. Social equity, meaning getting on social media and banging that. And then road equity, how well you travel. Yes, in Dallas, the Cowboys did end up being #1 overall. Fan equity 1, social equity 3, road equity 2. Patriots #2, not a surprise. Eagles 3.
Recent success.
Yeah, but they don't travel. I mean, when you think of NFL teams that travel, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Packers, I mean, those places, they always have fans wherever they play.
And they put them #1 for road equity.
Yeah,
because people probably hate them. Or Eagles, or
maybe it's their fans showing up.
Displaced Eagles fans can't stand not to go. I don't know.
I
went to the vet once. I'm never going back to another home Eagles game ever.
I was going to say the vet's not there, so you don't
I understand,
have to worry about that.
but I'm saying ever. I'm not going to another sporting event as a contrarian fan in Philadelphia ever, because those are the worst fans ever if you're not cheering for their team.
I don't know how the.
And I thought Morgantown was bad. Can't hold a candle to the Philly fans. Fix it, you people are maniacs. Okay.
I'm not into the Giants in 4. I would have the Steelers ahead of the Giants.
That could be regional bias. I'm surprised the Pack is as far down as they are.
They ranked them 16th in fan equity, the Steelers. I don't think you could get a ticket real easy in Pittsburgh.
No. Unless all their fans just like watching them on TV.
Well, but it could be jerseys and whatever else.
Packers were 6th. Their road equity was 17.
And
I think people come to see the Packers when they're on the road.
I don't know. I don't think they travel as well as people think. I think there's I think we have a little Midwest bias sitting here in these chairs that we think differently. But I'm not sure on the coast or whatever anybody cares.
It's an iconic team in the NFL. Broncos 7. It was kind of funny because it's 5 fan equity, 6 social equity, and 25 road equity, which means when they come to your town, nobody cares.
Have you watched the product lately? It's boring.
Bears, 49ers, Saints ends up the top 10. The Raiders were 17th.
That's the legacy 49. That's the glory days. Bruce Springsteen's all queuing up.
And they've got the 49ers with 2 for fan equity. Well, they got a brand new stadium in the rich part of town. I mean,
but 28 with road equity.
Exactly.
Are you going to watch? Wait, quick. Who was Jimmy Garoppolo's replacement last year? I don't know either, and I don't care. Not going to watch.
No idea.
That's a sell my tickets and stay home on the couch day.
They got the Falcons 13th and the Dolphins 14th.
That's all the people that have their old Dolphin stuff from when Marino was quarterback or whatever, and Shula was coach, and they just don't feel like buying new crap.
The Panthers ahead of the Raiders.
The Raiders have been awful for a very long time. I know this is painful for you to admit, but it's true.
They got the Panthers 22 in fan equity, 5 in social equity, and 27 in road equity.
Yeah, and?
So apparently they don't spend any money, but they run their mouths on social media.
Oh, but a lot of teams are good at social media too. I mean,
Wait, Cam Newton's been the quarterback for a long time, top fantasy quarterback, a lot of chatter. I mean, buzz is buzz. We don't have to like it, but
yeah.
Raiders are up 4 slots, actually. The Lions, number 22. So if you think you're the best fan base, not according to this.
go to the end, because I think the end is fascinating. I really think the end is fascinating.
27th was the Browns.
See, I don't know. I mean, they sold out games.
Regional bias.
Yeah, but they sold out
Regional
all their
bias.
home games, even when they sucked.
Road equity
For the
30.
record, the time where they haven't sucked is a very small amount of time, and we're not sure if it's positively continuing. Stop! Don't text me. I was kidding. I'm just trying to.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, last season was great regionally, but it's last season. Prior to that, it's been. Okay.
The
Continue.
road equity was 30, by the way.
No.
Again, are you paying to see that?
No.
Okay.
Bengals 28th. I'm
Ben
surprised.
Roethlisberger is still the winningest quarterback in their stadium.
Okay. Bengals 28th, which I'm surprised they're that high
Correct.
Yeah.
because they really don't show up at home.
Jaguars.
Jaguars, Titans, Chiefs at 31.
Yeah, I don't get that one at all.
Regional. In the middle of nowhere.
We got 29s across the
Caught in
board.
the middle of the market.
Yeah,
And the Rams last.
But
Pat Mahomes and
this isn't necessarily just last year. I didn't read the whole story, but when you said it to me, I clicked on it, and it was a series of years
Okay,
over a period of time. And the Rams just leaving and then having the disaster when they first
Yeah,
left, that
yeah.
explains a lot. And the fan apathy, so the original fan base killing them for a period of time, hurt. And the Chiefs are kind of stuck in Oklahoma City basketball land.
Yeah.
And again, I enjoyed watching them last year.
yeah. I mean, home games start at 11 a.m. because they're on the East Coast time frame.
But when are you driving to a Chiefs-Lions game to go see the Chiefs playing the Lions and scalping a ticket because you really, really want to see the Chiefs?
Well, I don't do that anyway, but
Okay. Well, when's anybody?
do that for
When's
anybody.
you know said, "Hey, I can't wait to go scalp a ticket at Cleveland Stadium"?
but for the Chiefs, I mean, I think it's going to. I mean, last year was the first year, and nobody knew about them.
Right.
As it goes forward, they're going to get a lot better.
Yeah,
and a
because
lot
prior
more-
to that it was the Alex Smith. We can win for a while, but then we'll get beat when
Right.
it counts. Chiefs.
If you're curious about baseball, quick before we go to break, Red Sox were 1, Yankees were 2, Giants, Dodgers 3, 4, Cubs 5.
All of this makes perfect sense.
Tigers were actually 13th. The Reds were 9th, which is a little bit of a surprise. And the
Very loyal
Indians,
historical fan base.
the Indians 28th,
Yeesh.
ahead of only the White Sox and the Marlins.
Have you ever seen what happens the minute they don't win big at that stadium?
Sometimes when they do win big,
Okay.
I want to be there.
Making my point for me tonight will be Norm Waymer.
We got to take a timeout. We'll come back and. They're screwing with the college football transfer rules again. All right, it's for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Chill out today at Ralphie's with their frozen margaritas and daiquiris. And get half-priced wings after 9 p.m. 7 days a week. What goes great while watching baseball games on our many screens? The quarter-pound all-beef dog basket, served with a pop or draft. Daily for just $9.99.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
It's July Fireworks as Powerbound Wrestling returns to Toledo at St. Clements Hall on Sunday, July the 7th. See every turn match for the heavyweight title as Unchained Brandon Dave battles the Beast Cara. Also, the Circus of Pain in a 6-man tag, and you'll see our very first women's tag team match. Get your discount tickets at pbwexcitement.com. It's the best wrestlers in the Midwest, Sunday, July the 7th, St. Clements Hall in Toledo. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, back we are from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I just got Marty to turn around and actually look. This show brought to you by Ralphie's, my home away from home. Don't forget, as always, half-price appetizers right now or any night after 9 o'clock at your area Ralphie's. All right, NCAA's at it again. They just like do an Etch-a-Sketch moment at the end of the season and just, what can we change this year?
So what I try to figure out is who's more reactively dysfunctional, the NCAA or the NFL?
Oh, the NFL, absolutely.
Okay, well, there you go. But I'm saying, I mean, because it's 1 and 1A at this point. I mean, they're so far ahead of the pack of everybody else as far as being dysfunctional in a reactive basis. It's not close.
So there were complaints about how they handled their transfer rules and
so
whether
at the break, I wrote
players
down,
should be eligible early.
But you wrote down transfer rules, and I wrote down free agency signing periods.
Well, here's
free agency.
Let me make
signing.
my point here before you run it in the ditch. The point is that it was kind of vague in the first place, so the NCAA, in their infinite wisdom, made it more vague. Like somehow that's going to solve the problem. Says NCAA adopted a new standard that would allow waivers to be granted on a case-by-case basis by the committee if the athlete could demonstrate, quote, documented mitigating circumstances outside the student athlete's control and directly impacts the health, safety, or well-being of the student athlete.
So they wouldn't hire my brother to be an assistant coach anymore, so therefore I got to go somewhere else. There you go. Oklahoma State, that's for you this week.
Oh, UConn.
Hey, tell me how they pinned this down any better.
How is that any different than what they had?
The quarterback for your current your favorite team's current quarterback's brother got a job at his original destination. So I mean,
I'm
just saying, I understand that. But so is that a mitigating circumstance? Hey, they're not going to hire my brother, uncle, dad, former coach, or whoever's funneling money back to the family.
That was dumb
anymore?
in the first place.
That sounds exactly like what they had.
It's even worse.
Now it's, quote, documented, extenuating, extraordinary, and mitigating circumstances outside of the student athlete's control that directly impacts the health, safety, or well-being of the student athlete. They just rearranged the words.
See, to me, that could be, so someone was mean to me.
So instead of or,
and that
it says
affects
and,
my
I think.
well-being because I'm upset.
Yes. Or I wasn't getting playing time and I was all depressed about it.
My recruiter promised me that I would be the starter, and I'm not the starter, therefore I have to go.
How about you just either let everybody do it or nobody do it?
Well,
free agency signing periods. At the end of every year, there ought to be a cool-off period where you can't tamper, and everyone does anyways, and then
NBA free agency.
NBA tampering period.
Yeah.
Illicit tampering period. I mean, it's either just stop it and admit that you can go wherever the heck you want, whenever the heck you want, and let's be done with it, which I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I know that bothers your sensibilities, but we're already so close. Let's just get it over with. Let's just admit what's going on and move along.
I like the medical red shirt rule, but hasn't the red shirt rule gotten really carried away? I mean, if a kid just doesn't play, he gets an extra year.
Yeah, and sometimes it's in the middle of they'll play as a freshman and sophomore and then sit out a year and then play another 2 years.
The medical red shirt I get. I'm not talking about
the toenail was really inflamed. He got a really bad case of fungi in the locker room.
And that's fine if you don't play 1 year, but to not play and then transfer somewhere else and be able to play right away, and at some point you have to pretend that the school is part of what kids are going for.
Yes, pretend.
Are you trying to say they're student athletes and not athlete students?
They're supposed to be, yes.
I didn't come here to do school, or what it was?
I didn't come to play school.
I didn't come to play school. Thank you for correcting the quote.
But it's honest.
That's exactly the point. That was honest. I didn't come here to play school. And in the sports we're talking about where we care and it matters, that's a fact.
We care and it matters.
Wait, because who's really worried about the third leg of the relay team in the 1600 swimming competition transferring, and we're all talking about that? Because maybe that happens too.
Well, but that
That's your
surely
homework.
wouldn't.
I want some research on how many transfers go on outside of the 3 or 4 revenue sports, 2.5 revenue sports,
Well, I never thought we'd see a scandal.
two revenue sports, and a bunch of break-even sports.
I thought we'd never see a
2
college.
revenue sports at Power 5 schools. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Well, because how many football programs lose money?
Outside the MAC?
I almost texted both of you today as I found myself enthralled with the College World Series. And by the way, cheering for the Big Ten team and
Absolutely.
feeling no remorse for it, and being a Michigan fan because I would rather a Big Ten than an SEC team 1,000 times out of 1,000, honey. but enjoying the heck out of the World Series and then thinking, oh my Lord, this might mean Norm has a point about championships that aren't true championships mattering. And then I just put my phone down and said I'm in timeout. I gave myself a self-inflicted timeout because I thought
It is a true championship.
I understand. No, it wasn't that. But you were saying multiple championships that people might care about and different divisions, and I've always hated that. And I thought,
Oh, okay.
oh, I almost bought into that today. And then I put my phone down and I decided I can't talk.
Well, and you're proving the point for all the SEC people who get behind Alabama and SEC.
It hurt. That's all I'm going to say. It left a mark.
Let's recruit 35 football players, but only keep 25.
And have 106 coaches.
And you don't know if you're one of the 10.
Oh wait, advisor.
Terry Bowden is an unpaid.
He's a videographer.
Yeah.
He's here for the social media campaign while doing film work.
Went undefeated at Auburn, but now he's an unpaid intern.
Yeah. True story.
True story.
True
Really?
story. There are
you
more
didn't see
coaches.
that? Yeah.
There are more. Wait, they're not coaches. What are they? Advisors.
Yes.
There are more advisors than players on most programs now, and most of them are unpaid.
Yeah, grad assistants.
Who are 62 with beards, white beards like yours. Please stop it. I mean, Tricky Nicky hasn't bent the rules; he's reinvented them.
See, it makes it harder and harder to argue against players getting some of the cash, getting a cut of the money.
Above the table. Because again, it's not like we're arguing whether people have been being paid for a long time.
But I've said this
check
before.
Basketball headlines of late.
Ron Luciano, the Major League umpire that got somewhat famous, played college football at Syracuse, and he had a job watching the cement bench on campus and make sure nobody stole it. Now, if somebody gives him that money, what do I care? I really don't.
Well, because then you're going from free agency down to going to the highest bidder.
But that's what they do now.
Isn't free agency going to the high?
Yeah, but then
Because Kevin Durant's going somewhere for $5 million next year to not play with his bad Achilles.
When I mentioned that, somebody called the old radio show and said, well, then all the best players will go to the teams with the most money. I said, what, like now?
It's like already happening?
Pretty much. They'll go to the bigger schools. Well, they do now.
Yes.
All right, let's take a timeout and come back. And I didn't think we'd be talking any Olympics here.
Well, we're not anymore.
That's coming up next. Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Chill out today at Ralphie's with their frozen margaritas and daiquiris. And get half-priced wings after 9 p.m. 7 days a week. What goes great while watching baseball games on our many screens? The quarter-pound all-beef dog basket, served with a pop or draft. Daily for just $9.99.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
It's July Fireworks as Powerbomb Wrestling returns to Toledo at St. Clement's Hall on Sunday, July the 7th. See a return match for the heavyweight title as Unchained Brandon Dave battles the Beast Cara. Also, the Circus of Pain in a 6-man tag, and you'll see our very first women's tag team match. Get your discount tickets at pbwexcitement.com. It's the best wrestlers in the Midwest, Sunday, July the 7th, St. Clements Hall in Toledo. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, back we are, Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. Norm Waymer, Big John Milkowski, Mortgage Marty Bin has returned. All right, you guys saw this before I did, so I'm putting this on you.
No, put it on the Olympic Committee.
Associated Press story, breakdancing moved a step closer to the 2024 Olympics.
So what was it, like a month ago we were discussing the
Paris.
difference between a competition and a sport or whatever, and I thought you were being a little dicey and parsing things a little too much, and my phone blew up. All right, this is twice tonight. I'm sorry, you were right. It pains me, but if this is where we're at, because that's not a sport. I don't know what that is. I'm not even sure it's a competition.
Is it really a competition either?
Wait.
I don't even know.
Do kids even do it anymore?
And if it said MTV hosting breakdance competition for whatever, what do they give out for the
But
Winter
wasn't that
Games?
kind of a
or whatever?
90s thing anyway?
I thought it was the 80s.
They do that anymore?
I mean, I did a mean worm back in like 1983, but
I'm going to need to see that before the end of the show, just so we're clear. Let's clear
I
the
said
table out.
1983.
Okay.
Because what's next? They're going to have a Charleston dance competition or what?
Yeah, because it's not dancing. Well, there is ice dancing, which is also inexplicable to me. So what? That's people that can't jump while skating.
I think they have to be touching each other the entire
It's
time.
pairs
too, or
ice
something.
dancing.
So it's funneling, not jumping, skating.
Not touching like that.
Oh, I'm
Kind of
sorry.
like Dancing with the Stars on skates.
Believe me, I watch a lot of ice skating in the Olympics because my wife is a huge fan. So,
My head's going to explode right here on this segment. I mean, breakdancing. What? And by the way, it's taking place in France, which seems appropriate because nothing makes any sense to me.
But it's not the only sports they want to add.
Oh,
Sports.
There was more to this.
Skateboarding,
they
sport
already had that.
climbing, whatever that is,
That's the X Games, I think.
yes.
and surfing.
See, I would like to watch surfing. Actually, surfing could be a sport using your definition if there's sharks were out there.
Sure.
Yes, put the sharks in the water and then surf.
From the water first.
Yes, and then
stick
get through the water.
surfer out
That would
there.
fit Norm's sport definition.
Well, the way that sharks are moving north anyway.
You know, this is another one of those. 20 years ago, when they added the X Games and they got slope style and all these things,
And then the Olympics was like, wait a minute, that makes money? We got to do that too.
Would that mean that the Olympics is going to jump the shark?
He's here all week, folks.
Thank
He's
you.
here all week.
Try the meal.
But they added these X Games, and then they were surprised when these guys failed the drug test. It's like, the guys lost their medals and failed the drug test, and they're like, well, what did you expect when you put skateboarding and snowboarding and stuff in there? I think it's going to be the same thing
Look,
here.
can we all agree? Why is pot on a drug test list anymore? Just take it off the list. I mean, who cares? And how is that performance enhancing?
It's not.
How are you cheating? I don't know.
You could probably take a couple of these sports and have them smoke pot and then try to play them. That might be more interesting.
So stoned breakdancing in the Olympics. That would be hysterical.
It's like the biathlon and make them go at each other.
Well, you got to get done with your dance, and then you got to eat a bag of Doritos at the end as fast as you can, and then so there's a time element. It's almost like it's like a combination thing. You got to.
And they were having trouble getting baseball and softball.
Yeah. Well, those are actual sports. We got to broaden our horizons, I guess.
Well, but they were sports by the evil empire, created by the evil empire that we would then dominate, but not necessarily really.
Does this mean the Olympics are on their last legs?
Oh, I've thought that for 20 years.
I hope not, because there's stuff there that I really enjoy. I mean, I like watching the 100. I like watching Usain Bolt run the 100. I mean, I understand it's a split second, but
you don't have to do that in the Olympics. You can do that.
But I don't the rest of the time, because the only time I pretend to care is during the Olympics, because the rest of the time it's nauseatingly boring.
All these sports we pretend to care about for 3 weeks out of every 4 years, and that's it. It's kind of like horse racing, you know. We pretend to care for 2 minutes every May.
And I've
You're
been
forgetting about the 4-hour pre-race show.
I've been pretending for 3 weeks to try to care to where I could watch a women's soccer game, and I still can't get myself from here to there. And I'm not. It's not. I
Well,
can't.
you should have been at Fifth Third Field yesterday when they opened the gates and they had it up on the big screen.
I can't get there. I can't do it.
Sure you can. 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, I can't.
You have nothing else going on.
The grass needs mowed.
By the way, just for everybody, there's not a lot of real good surfing in Paris. Okay. They're going to have to travel. Go somewhere.
Oh, they could get one of those giant wave pools and then put the sharks in the wave pool and not feed them for 2 days. That would be perfect.
We brought you this a while ago, and this was the NBA throwing out ideas. They're actually considering the shortening the season and the in-season tournament thing.
This is the dumbest idea I've ever seen. I mean, so what does it matter if the Golden State Warriors are playing the Pistons in a regular season game or in a tournament game?
Well, the only way I would be interested in this would be to have it like soccer, to where the worst team in the NBA has to go play like in the CBA or something. Then you have the best team there graduate.
The only way it would matter is if you got like a playoff bye, if you won that or something.
Well, but, you know, and I brought it up, they tried to compare it to international soccer, where you have like UEFA, where all the
But there's like
European
19
leagues,
different leagues
Well,
that
I
don't
know,
normally
but-
play each other. So
but that makes sense. That you might play an English team.
Well, but the NBA is pretending that there are all these other leagues out there that matter because they want it to be global.
Then start playing the Euro League. And
They're complaining that guys are resting
Well,
and
it's gonna
not
happen a lot
playing
more.
on certain
They're
days.
complaining because all of us know the regular season doesn't matter.
well,
See, in the NFL and college football, there's a little bit of genius to it because the regular season infinitely matters. And I mean, come on. Baseball, I know you guys are purists, but for a
Regular
lot of the
season
regular
matters because there's not a lot of teams getting the playoffs
I
compared
understand.
to
yeah, basketball is different. Basketball,
but
10 out of 30 in baseball.
and hockey's become that way.
Yeah.
I mean, when half your league gets in the playoffs,
Oh, hockey's more than half.
thank you for making. The point I'm making is, if your regular season doesn't matter, please don't yell at us because your regular season doesn't matter. You created that animal.
and this
make the regular season matter, and we might care.
It's going to get even worse because Kawhi Leonard came out in the playoffs and said, "Yeah, the only reason I'm playing so well and healthy is because I didn't play 22 games in the regular
Couldn't you
season."
just cut the playoffs in half in the NBA?
Wouldn't still
Like
fix it.
throw out the first round.
But the first round's
So half of
other than like the
the bottom half of the teams that are in the
how many
playoffs
teams?
have
How many
no
teams
chance
get
of
in
winning.
from each side? Like 8.
8, yes.
8. So what are they? 1-8. So the 3-4 game. I mean, other than that one, who cares about the rest?
The 4-5 game.
Thank you. I couldn't even get that right. Thank you. Yes, I know my phone's going off right now. Leave me alone.
Of course, then you will also increase the amount of games that don't matter.
Well, it'd be hard to increase that because currently it's a lot.
Yeah, but teams like the Pistons are fighting for a playoff spot so they can get swept in the first round.
At 500.
I've been a Cowboys fan for a long time. I know exactly what that's like.
Saturday Night Live next. Powerbomb Wrestling coming your way at 2 a.m. You can't catch it, DVR it. And we'll see you next time right here at the Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's.